Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for coming together. I know it's absolutely beautiful outside, and it doesn't feel like November, but thank you for giving us a little bit of your time today. I think as you sort of listened for the last hour and a half, you heard really some deep and dynamic conversations about our program. You got to meet many of the faculty and administrative staff who work in the school. And I think if you look at it, I was sort of doing some math. There's well over 2 centuries of collective experience in schools that are represented by the faculty and staff. It is an amazing group of people who are going to be working with students here and hopefully your students in the years to come. One thing I want to say is acknowledge that these are very, very challenging times for everybody. And first and foremost, I hope that you and your family are safe and that you're doing well and in a position to continue to be safe. That's very important during these times. It's something we take very seriously at Key now and always. Um, Watching my colleagues go through the program, the deepness of it, how dynamic it is. I hope you got a little bit of a sense of how things work here. But Key, if I could say something that is equally important to us, it is certainly about hearts and minds. And I can say without question that the hearts of the students here are well taken care of, and we are doing that even more so this year and will continue to be. The emotional well-being of your kids, the sense of safety that we want them to have is very important to us. And it's something that we take very seriously. And we know going forward that we're going to need to take very seriously. All kids who are going to be coming into schools next year have had very different experiences through this year and the year before. And we need to be very mindful of that because at the end of the day, for your child to learn, and for those of you who are students on here to learn and grow, you need to feel comfortable and in a space that is safe for you, both physically, emotionally, and also academically. So you take risks. And that's something that I think we do quite well. People sometimes ask me about sort of what makes Key School different, what makes it unique. And it's sometimes very hard it's very hard for me to sort of answer that question because I haven't spent a lot of times in other schools of late. I've worked at other schools. This is my 28th or 29th year working in schools. I've got 3 children who have been in this community. 2 have graduated, one's a junior. So I can't say what makes us different than other schools. But one thing I'd like to leave with you as a thought is kids who are most successful at Key are kids who want to truly embrace learning and be active in learning. It is not a place where information is just going to be given to you that you need to memorize and then move on to the next thing. It's a place where you're going to be at the center of the learning process, where you're going to be challenged, you're going to be pushed, you're going to fail sometimes, but you're also going to have a great deal of success, and you're going to be supported by a dedicated, caring, uh, relentlessly passionate faculty. And that's something that I hope you felt and saw in this Zoom dynamic and this meeting. Um, I know there's lots of questions people have, and we know that we never can get them all taken care of in an open house event, and it's even more challenging in these times. But I can say that we are planning to do some things going forward, some targeted events, programs like these around specific issues, nuts and bolts things related to the admissions process, for example. There may be look for sessions around how to navigate the financial aid process. I am also more than happy and willing to set up meetings, and we're planning to, on how has the school reacted to the COVID-19 pandemic and what teaching and learning looks like. Other programs we will create based upon feedback that we receive. I believe that Tom and Roz and the entire admissions staff may be sending out surveys or opportunities to ask from you information, so then we can target perhaps smaller events, more intimate events, maybe more interactive events where we'll see you on the screen as much as you're seeing us, to learn more about the school. It's very important for us to give you as much as we can as we're moving forward, and also start to get an understanding of what school is going to look like next year. We hope it's going to look very much like what it looked like last year, but there's still a lot of uncertainty that we're all working through. But I can say, and you saw some of the pictures in the presentations that were done. Our kids are here, they're engaging, they're learning. They're certainly not here as much as we would all want them to be, but we are very focused on ensuring that what we're doing it with safety in mind, and we'll continue to have that as our priority going forward. So this is one step in a process that I know is going to be different for all of us. So I appreciate your willingness to embrace that process with us, and we'll embrace it with you. And we will do everything we can to ensure that you learn as much as you need to learn about the school. So if we are in a position to offer you a space, you can make an informed decision about what that experience would be like here. And I would say watching students come into the school year in and year out, they have a really just a wonderful roadway in with the support that we give them, but they're embraced, they're excited to be here, and our students really love to welcome them in. And certainly at the time of middle school, when there's so much change and so many wonderful dynamics playing out. So those are the end of my remarks. I think we're going to bring things to a close. I know our time ran a little bit later. Thank you for dealing with our technical difficulties as we were running through things. And I do hope that you're leaving with some answers, but also know that we are prepared and excited to give you more based upon the questions that you brought to us now that we didn't get to, and questions that will be coming up. So stay safe, be well, be very thoughtful and careful around the holidays. But I do wish you all health and happiness, and look forward to seeing you either in Zooms or maybe, as Roz said, in the afternoon tours that are going on campus. Thank you, everyone, for your time this morning. We really appreciate you joining us here in this virtual dynamic.